Yes, it's working. It is working. Welcome, everybody, to Dr. Clumber Building for the Future, episode number, whatever the hell it may be, year number 2. We are winning. I've just noticed my hair. Oh, it looks so soft and friendly compared to yesterday. I'm feeling so happy. It's like chalk and cheese, or whatever the expression is. I never know what the expression is. Let's have a look. So this is genuinely the start to the season that you want. Let's be honest. We're first in the table after 4 games. I've done the wobble again. We're first in the table after 4 games. We scored 9 goals and we conceded 0. So we've not lost a competitive game yet this season. I know it's only the 4th game, but we did beat Nottingham Forest. We beat Nottingham Forest, who were really good, and we were at the same amount of points. They could well have won that game, and we squeaked it out. We tightened our bum cheeks, like Louis van Gaal said. I think it was Louis van Gaal. Might have been Johan Cruyff, and we managed it, and it's been really, really good. At the start of last episode, I was talking about how it was really terrible and I wasn't looking forward to making it because the second half of the season was really poor. I also said that we wouldn't be doing a lot of transfers. Now, that is sort of true, but not quite. Let's have a quick look at our transfers before we do anything else. So, we've got a youngster coming in, 15 years old, just a stab at it. That doesn't really matter. What we did this season is really straightforward. We actually signed 2 players on loan and we bought 2 other players. Well, actually, we got one free and we bought the other one. We sold Fisayo Delabashiru. Good player. Not going to deny it. Decent player. Definitely has potential. But 3.4 million. Bye. Lovely to know you. See you next time. It was just, 3.4 million. I've been talking about our financial situation. I'm going to touch on that next, but 3.4 million is perfect. That is exactly what we needed to just get out of our financial mire and start looking around. And what we looked around for, we loaned Nico Williams, Will's right back. He's played this Euros. What a game yesterday, by the way. Italy, Spain. Football at its best. But Nico Williams, we managed to loan him from Liverpool. I think you will agree that he's a good right back. Actually, he covers that whole right wing. He's not quite there yet, but at 20 years old, I think he's certainly definitely good enough for us, and he's demonstrating that. So Nico Williams has come in. Then the other loan player is Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle, I didn't know this kid existed. He's one of those many stuck in the Man City academy, never going to make it into the first team. I found him last year. I signed him, not with the idea of playing him a lot, but because I felt like we could see what he was up to. And actually, he developed really well. He did play 16 games for me last season, and he's a really useful central midfielder for us. Brings something to the table that we don't have enough of. Is better than the kids that we were looking to play. Is better than Fisayo Delabashiru. Remember 3.4 million Fisayo Delabashiru? Sold him, got him back. Problem solved. It was that simple. And actually, he's doing really well for us, so that's a really good signing. Then the other two players that we brought in this season, Eike Bansen, goalkeeper, backup for Cameron Dawson. Apparently, I promised Cameron Dawson to sell him if a club came in. I'd forgotten all about it. But we've got a decent cover. He's actually quite similar to Dawson, slightly less statistically, but he's a good, strong player. He's good in the air, and he's just a decent goalkeeper. We're not going to ask him to kick the ball, and we're not going to ask him to speak English yet. Have I actually told him to learn English? Can't remember. But that's a decent signing. And then we've got Ali McCann. Now, I've got to admit, when I see a game and I see players I like, I follow them in the game. So when I see an actual football game, I go, ooh, wonder if that would be a useful play for my Wednesday save or whatever else. And this guy, 21 years old, St Johnstone, won the cup final in Scotland with St Johnstone. They beat Hibernian. We've got a Hibernian central defender called Ryan Porteous. So him in that game, liked what I saw. Saw Ali McCann, liked what I saw. Couldn't afford him. Bisayo Delabashiro went. So, we've just got this guy in to fill up that central midfield position together with Barry Bannon and Tommy Doyle. He's good. He's actually playing quite well. He's already given me 2 really good assists. I think he can develop into something that is long-term potential that we need. So happy with that. So, we only made 4 signings. Not a lot else happened. But we boosted that ceiling of the team. I keep talking about it, but we boosted the ceiling of the team. And at the same time, we managed to bring the team that we already had together. Because last season, if we have a real quick look at that, last season, as you could already see, bloodbath. Right? Anybody came in for any of my players and just went, yeah, take it now. Not only that, I actively dumped them. So the morale in the team was really low. We fixed that. Let's have a look at the dynamic screen. And the dynamic screen here. Our team cohesion is actually good. It was good before the start of the season. It's remained good. We've got a good club atmosphere. We've got Dawson and Jova who would like to leave, but they're not going to. Nobody's coming in for them, so that's fine. And then my managerial support is actually really strong. So we've now got the situation where we've played a tactic that I'm going to talk about, and we've actually created a buzz around the club. We've now got young players, eager players. They want to develop. They are developing. They're training well. They are playing in a system that works for them, and it's working. Okay, so I am not expecting Wednesday to get promoted this season. It could happen, but there's already a few areas and kinks in the cable where I think if we come up to a better team or it'll be difficult, but we are definitely going to push for a playoff place. Now, I'm not telling the players that because they think we're fighting relegation. We're not anymore. Okay, all that said and done, finances. You'll be able to see here that we are really, really positive in finances. We have really nailed it. All that budget cutting I did last year, I didn't stop. I carried on with it. We got rid of loads for the players. We've now got a wage budget of 250, which is actually very reasonable for a team this size. For the income that we've got, I've done all the sums, really boring, off camera, looking at what was coming in, what was going out. I was genuinely worried that it wasn't going to work out. We've now got 10 million in the bank. We've got a budget, a transfer budget of 3.5 million. We're in a good place. We are in a good place. And that is despite having massive loans, chairman taking money out of the club now, paying lots of taxes. I was worried about the balance of the books last year, and we ended up with a tax bill of 5 million. That didn't quite seem... I wouldn't run my business like that, let's put it that way. So financially, we're out of the mire, and actually work towards repairing the club's financial damage that I mentioned, I think, in the last video, is no longer a problem. We've done it. We've passed it, right? So that's really good. So actually, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm chuffed. Let's have a quick look at the games that we've played, just so you can have an idea of what is going on. So, friendlies, blah, 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 blah. QPR. Poor QPR. We beat them 4-0 last season. I actually recorded the video of that game. wanting to start well this season, I really drilled things into the team that I knew we needed: set pieces, defending, creating chances, converting chances. Callum Patterson had a storming game. He had an absolute stormer, scored 2 goals, and the wings actually helped out really well. Of course, this guy is not injury sensitive, but Kadeem Harris got him back, waited for him all season at the second half last season. Got him back, he's out for 4 or 5 weeks again, so that's really disappointing. But we nailed it. Now, this is interesting. I don't know why this says 4-4-2, because we definitely did not play. Wait, where am I? No, Sunderland, sorry. Sunderland, they got promoted. They actually play an aggressive game. I was slightly worried that they were going to score goals, especially as we were playing away at Stadium of Light, big crowd. And Ricky J. Jones came in for Callum Patterson because I wanted to play slightly more on the back foot. I was a bit more prepared for that. And I wanted to use Ricky J. Jones' speed to hit home. And he did. He did 2 goals. So it's working. The mix of players that I've got, the ability to adapt to what we need and what we need to try and achieve is coming together. It did help, by the way, that Sunderland had a player sent off in the first half, but altogether, I am chuffed. I'm really pleased with how that game went. Cardiff, I don't know why it says that we played a 4-4-2, because we didn't. And again, really strong game. Liam Gibbs came on to score, which was nice because, you know, he's a kid that I'm trying to develop, and he did. Nico Williams, I think from the right wing, scored, and Barry Bannon missed a penalty. He's taken 3 penalties, he's missed 2, so I've changed my penalty takers, because you might technically be the best penalty taker I've got, but if you miss 2 out of 3, not happy. So then we had wait, was I looking at the Cardiff game? I was looking at the Cardiff game. Yes, then we had Shrewsbury, where again Andre Green, Finley Herford Lockett. I think I said it right. Finley Herford Lockett. I said it right. Yeah, I had a really good game. Sorinola had a good game. These goals all came from the wings. Now, we're going to look at the tactics in a bit more detail, but I mentioned in the last video, I want to play a more expansive game, but I want to be responsible at the back. I don't want to concede lots of goals. Shrewsbury, whatever you want to call it, scored 2 goals against us, and it was really frustrating because they scored real quick. We equalised, then they scored real quick, and then we equalised and scored the winner, all in the first half. But, you know, that happens sometimes. But other than that, we haven't conceded a single goal, because then we beat Nottingham Forest. Sort of against the tide of play, it was very balanced, but in the end, we just nailed it. And again, Nico Williams popping up with the goal. We're about to play the Dons and Reading and Forest and Millwall. 3 away games. I think we're definitely going to lose at least 1, maybe 2 of these games. But, you know, who knows? We could be in for a real good season and nail this month and be really solid all the way through. So, how are we lining up? Well, we are lining up like this. In the last video, I talked about using a halfback. I wanted to use, what's his name? Davenport as the halfback to sweep up and do this, that, and the next thing. And then I realized that actually, if I did that, I wouldn't be giving Urugide, guy who needs a new name. He doesn't need a new name. I just need to learn how to say it. I need to look at some point. But Urugide wasn't going to play if I put in Davenport, and I didn't like that idea. So what I've done instead is I've actually made Urugide a ball-playing defender cover, because I looked at his statistics and where I think he will grow and develop, and that seemed to fit him, that suited him. Then I've also got Jorfa and Porteous as ball-playing defenders. We're not playing from the back, right? We're not playing out of defense. But what I have noticed with ball-playing defenders, even if they're not the best passers and the best, you know, technical, what they tend to do is not just kick the ball up long with no rhyme or reason. And actually, I noticed when I analyzed last season, again, spent lots of time looking at what went wrong, what went right, going through the data. A lot of the time, we were just not building up from the back. Now, we're still not a possession side. We're not aiming to hold possession all the time. We want to get up and actually get the goal in front of the strikers. But we also don't just want to keep giving possession away for free. You know, that's just not what we want to do. So even though I started with Porteous and Dominic Jorfa as no-nonsense centre-backs, I switched them to ball playing, and that seems to work quite well. Then we've got the two wing positions. So Nico Williams is normally right back, but because Kareem Harris is injured and Herford Lockett was slightly tired, he then moved to the front, in front of there. And, you know, that's working really well. I've got Sorinolo, who's a very decent backup right wing back, so that's not a problem. Matt Penny, you can see now, again, talked about this in the last video, Matt Penny can do a lot better if he covers that left wing, running up and down, making things happen for us. That's exactly what's happening, so that's really good. And then I've got Ali McCann, Barry Bannon, normally Tommy Doyle, but he's being rested. It's that midfield, it's not quite there yet. You can see Ali McCann is doing all right. Barry Bannon, he's going. I've had enough of him. Sometimes he does magic, really, really does. Some of his long passes, his through balls are really good. But I can't get him up to the level that he's allegedly at. And I'm going to be brutally honest, in real life, all my fellow Owls, all the Wednesdayites, love Barry Bannon. And when I watch him play, I just see someone run without any sort of sense of the bigger picture. You know, he's like a box-to-box midfielder that doesn't care. You know, all he does is run after the ball. When I was playing football as an 8-year-old, that's what we did, because, you know, you play a match, the ball is in the middle and everybody runs behind it and tries to score. And that's what Barry Bannon does, and it's so ineffective. He's got to go. He's playing now because, again, Tommy Doyle is slightly tired and this, that, and the next thing. I haven't really got another midfielder that I want to throw in there. Maybe Liam Gibbs will take that mantle, but he's not doing that great either. Yeah, and then Callum Patterson. So this is actually possibly of interest, is that Williams and Gibbs both play with cross-aim target man, and we play with mixed crosses. Sometimes we mix that up, so it depends on the opponent, whether we float it, whether we go low, whether we, if we have Ricky J. Jones, we want to get really whipped crosses in, because he can then take advantage. He can then take advantage of his speed, of the line. He's really, really quick, so we do that as well. So we mix it up depending on the striker. Our whole strategy is built around our striker. But the thing I'm most impressed with is that we've not conceded a single goal yet in the championship. So, turnaround. Absolute turnaround is happening. Like I said, I'm definitely not promising that we're going to get promoted, because I don't think we will. Still think that we're lacking in certain areas. That whole Barry Bannon situation needs to play out. I did actually offer him out. Nobody wanted him. Not a real surprise. So I'm still in the market, I think, for one or two players. Maybe a left winger, because Andre Green, he's been doing well, but I'm not sure he's going to last that long. We'll have to see. We really will have to see. But so far, I am delighted. Series has swung round. Title for this episode, swing round. I need to do a thumbnail. YouTube never gives me that option. I should do real thumbnails. I don't know. Yeah. Wednesday. What do you know? Apparently they can play football. Bye. Bye.